Hello there, llamas and friends. This video is kind of like an indirect by popular demand video, and that is the 3 ways that you can cure yourself from being ugly. And in celebration of this video, I decided to look how I always look at home. Like if you popped over to my spot, I would look like this. And so, you know what? This is it. This is us. It's just you and me. There's no light set up. We're just gonna have a raw conversation about an issue that I'm tired of seeing in the comment section. And the reason why I'm doing this video is that every time I make any type of content around dating or finding the right romantic partner, I scroll down and I see, well, this doesn't apply to me because I'm ugly. And so as long as you guys continue to see yourself as an exclusion from the happily ever after narrative because of your physical appearance, I believe you. You will continue to be excluded, and I don't want that. No one deserves that. Finding a healthy romantic partnership or making intimate connections or just making good connections with people, period, is the recipe to happiness in life. And I want you all to be happy, so I thought I would give you the blueprint for how to get over this thing that you seem to think plagues your entire life. So here we go. 3 ways you can cure your ugly ass from being ugly. You didn't like how that sounded probably, which is why I'm gonna say the first and foremost rule of curing yourself from being ugly is to stop calling yourself ugly. Stop it. Unless it's a part of your stand-up bit or it's like part of your charm somehow, there's just no benefit to it. And then secondly, it's not true, right? Like just like you can't say this food is delicious, you can't say that without putting "to me" in it, because someone else who's allergic to that ingredient or doesn't like that flavor is not going to agree with you. It's subjective depending on who you ask and where you go. And if you're going to ask yourself, why would you give the worst answer possible? Choose to see that, yes, there is a societal expectation or a societal classification of what looks are, but majority of that is really just good marketing. That's it. I am somebody who has benefited from the lottery of looks in the fact that the way that I look has been advertised as beautiful. I'm the beneficiary of great marketing which says, hey, girls with a certain complexion, with curly hair, and with light eyes are attractive. Every time I see myself positioned in the media, a version of me, they are positioned as attractive. As a result of that, I didn't earn beauty. I just was born into certain characteristics that already had those things checked off. If you are not born into an archetype that is advertised as beautiful, here's the great news. You can start advertising yourself. That's it. You know, we often see people that we're like, that person really isn't that good looking, but like they're positioned as good looking and I don't get it. Probably because they position themselves to some capacity, whether that be because of, again, the permission they got from society or the permission that they gave themselves. They just woke up and said, I'm hot shit. And they started acting like hot shit. A lot of beauty isn't necessarily even the way that you physically appear, it's the attitude that comes with it. It's the entitlement. Like when you walk into a room and you expect to be looked at and you expect to be respected, more than likely you will achieve those things. And we've seen that time and time again throughout history. As a matter of fact, I just watched Bohemian Rhapsody yesterday. And I was amazed by the lead singer, Freddie Mercury, who had buck teeth. He grew up in London in a very racist time when someone who looked like him was not positioned as a sex symbol, and he created that lane for himself, and he bum rushed his way into that. And you know someone in your school or at your job, like it is impossible for you to deny that that isn't true. And that's something I'm going to say to you guys as well too. In order to start accepting yourself as beautiful and stepping into that role, you have to have a community behind you. There is a movement that goes with it. And the incredible thing about social media is that you create your own movement. You program your own perspective. You didn't think I would find a good word, but I found the perfect word. You program your own perspective. And so if you want to perceive yourself as such, surround yourself with imagery that supports that perception. So I want you to do me a favor. Right now, go on your Instagram or whatever your preferred social media venue of choice is. Unfollow 3 people who make you feel bad about yourself. Even if you like their content and they're really nice people, just for the sake of this transformation that you're gonna be undergoing, you have to get rid of those 3 people that look nothing like you and that make you feel bad about yourself. Then I want you to find 3 people who make you feel like, oh yeah, me and them are in this together. 3 people who have created that lane for themselves, that you admire, that have a life that you aspire to, that look somewhat like you. Second thing I want to suggest is, if you're not a part of, again, that definition of what beautiful is, okay, that doesn't mean you're not attractive. Like, attractive literally means the power to draw people into you. And what I love about learning about seduction, and as you guys know from the video I did, and if you're new to my channel, please go watch the different ways to be a seducer. There are 9 different ways that someone can be highly, oozingly, irresistibly desired. And in only one of those 9 ways has to do with that person's physical appearance. The rest of it, be charming. Be charismatic, be a natural, meaning when you walk into a room, like, you just be. You're not asking for permission or waiting for a thumbs up. Like, you dance when you want to dance. And finally, speaking of being, the last piece of advice I want to give to you, if you find yourself ugly, change one thing about your physical appearance. And I'm not like, I'm not saying like cosmetically change unless that's what you want to do or you have the budget for that. But you just have to, like, it's amazing to me when I look at the gamut of people, especially on social media, who are like revered as beautiful or as sex symbols. Most of them really just have one thing going for them. It's very rare that you meet somebody who has like a body, a face, perfect hair, perfect skin. They know how to dance. They know how to twerk. They know how to dress. And they're also just cool as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I actually can't even think of one person right now who's like that. So you don't have to have it all. So if you consider yourself unattractive, just pick one thing that's most accessible to you to start leaning into that. And then again, go back to steps 1 and 2, because those are also going to help you. I also want to close with one of my favorite books, which is The Science of Happily Ever After, which has an incredible chapter, which, did I dog tag? I'll be so proud of myself. Yes. This is actually, if you guys go buy the book, it's page 168, and it's an entire chapter on why looks don't matter. Scientifically, mathematically, statistically, a better looking person is not more successful, they don't earn more money, and above all else, they don't have better relationships. And getting into a relationship with a good looking person doesn't equate to more relationship satisfaction. All of those things really are just great for the first impression, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all gonna be ugly, too. And I mean, when you compare yourself against a beauty standard, whether we age or whether we go through an awkward phase, at some point or the other, we're not going to measure up to the societal expectation of what good looking is. Every single person watching this video will be ugly. And if you don't get to be ugly because you pass at an age where everything was perfect, well, I don't think that's a better alternative either. So I'm looking forward to being ugly. I'm looking forward to the privilege of all of this falling apart, which I'm in my 30s now, so there's already a bit of that going on. So that's it. In the comment section below, let's just get it all out. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss ugliness. And I'm not gonna put the pressure on you to talk about remedies if you don't wanna talk about that. If this is the last time that you do it, go ahead. Throw yourself a pity party. Tell me how this has affected your life. Talk about it, find community, and then let's just get over it and start moving forward and moving on together as a community. But ultimately, if you do have a tip that I haven't put in the video, I would love if you put it down below. But no pressure. Let's just talk about it. Ugly, what's up?
Baby, drop it down. I be in your town. Ready when you see me, baby, rolling through your city. I be living gritty, I'm just trying to get us plenty. Mama getting pretty when I see her throwing fitties. Baby got the flame, had to get the rain.